I do to hit record. Do you know that um, I've actually done an event where I forgot to record it, and that was really sucky. So, but I guess it gave me an excuse to do another call. So it's all cool. But I wanted to talk about today lots of things that are going to help you move forward. And we're going to talk a little bit about what we did yesterday, just to tie it in and bring it all together. And I'm really excited for this because this is what moves you forward. Okay. And so, like, if you know me at all, like, and some people are new to me, and I know there's people who have signed up for this and people that are coming in that are new to me. We had, for a couple of days, I did some ads, but I started it with a new ad account because I didn't want the old data. So I wanted new data. And I had like a really low kind of intro barrier. They will only let you spend so much every day. So it's kind of funny. I thought I forgot about that when I did that, but it's okay. We have such an incredible group of people here. And I want to remind you to please get in the Telegram group. I have I don't know, there's like 60 people or so that are registered, and there's about half that in the Telegram group. And I am telling you, if you're not in the Telegram group, you are missing out because I am really bringing some really good things in there. And today, this is going to be awesome. We're going to be jumping in to exactly what is that pathway to create that $1 million business, because I know that the statistics are really crazy. It's like less than 4% or 10% maybe of these female entrepreneurs, especially female entrepreneurs, but the coaches, the healers, the people that are doing all of these wonderful things actually cross, or not cross, but exceed 6 figures in their business. And the reason for that is because they just don't know. They don't have the belief, and some of them just don't know. Okay. So there are so many ways to grow your business. And as I was saying, so if you know me at all, like, I've had a coaching business that I primarily had built on Facebook several years ago, and I had a huge Facebook group, and that's what I did. And I did group programs and private, offers and things like that. And then I've also built other companies in other industries that were very highly successful. But the thing about this that I love so much is that this is your expression. This is what wants to come through you. This is the thing that lights you up. And so it should be something that you are highly compensated for. And I truly believe that there are so many, like I've said to you guys, there are so many places where in scripture it talks about how you are meant to be wealthy. It is the covenant. It is like, there's all of that there. Okay. It is very real. And whenever you look at the most successful people, when you look at the interviews from the most successful people out there, the multimillionaires and the billionaires, and I'm talking the people that are here doing good things. There are good people who are billionaires, for sure. Yes, there are some that are not, but there are good people out there who are doing amazing things. And when they are interviewed, they get asked, like, what was the thing? And it was their faith and their belief in themselves and the power that they have inside of them. And so I want to talk to you a little bit today about that, because that is the easiest pathway for you to make 100K months in your business, right? And I want you to know that you can have, like, what we're going to talk about strategy wise is that easy pathway, but it is the faith and the willingness to move that is what is going to create that for you. You're going to create that momentum, money, love, speed. It's going to expand. And you can go way beyond that and do $1 million months and beyond. Okay. But I'm going to show you how you can do this so that your brain gets it, and so that you can see it and you can get comfortable with it. You can get familiar with it. In the Telegram group, I think yesterday, I said one of the things that would be really amazing for you to do is actually in your own voice, record yourself talking about you experiencing the life of your dreams and that it's already done. And that, and it's not like you're so excited and jumping up and down like you won the lottery. It's like, this is my life. This is what I achieved. This is what's familiar. It's safe. And I expand and I continue to expand from here. So when you do that and your body feels safe and your mind cannot distinguish between what's real and what's imagined, then you can actually really implant that. So if you go in there, I did talk about that. So create that little visualization for yourself, record it in your own voice and listen to it when you go to bed and listen to it when you wake up. Okay. So anyways, I have created lots of incredible businesses. I have lost millions of dollars. I have gained millions of dollars. But I'm not doing that anymore. Okay. I am a woman on a mission, and that's it. I'm focused on service, generosity, and creating and stewarding wealth that supports my family and the economy and helps people like us to do it too. Okay. So I want to start this by saying everyone here has so much more power than you have been taught. You have the power inside of you that creates worlds. And I know you've heard me say that before if you ever listen to me. And I know that even saying that is, like I said earlier, it is the pathway to millions. It could really be triggering for you just for me to say to you that you could make millions of dollars in your business, because most people don't. But that's not because there's a limit. It's because there's a belief problem. There's an embodiment problem. There's an identity problem. And part of the work that we're doing in this 7 days together is that we're going to shift that identity. And then I'm going to show you that when you operate from that identity, what actually is available to you. And the reality that you want is determined by whether or not you're tapping into the power that you have inside of you, right? Because what is disconnecting you from your power is not having a connection to your vision, not having a connection to your higher power, and knowing that there's something greater than you that is leading and guiding you, and actually even placing those desires in your heart, living from a limited identity where, most of us have been brought up that you have to work really hard or that money doesn't grow on trees. These are the cliche ones, but you know what I'm saying? We live in that way and we identify with that. We relate to that and we continue to create that. Okay. Playing small and staying in our comfort zone also holds us back. And then giving your attention and your energy and focus to things that drain you. Okay. Unprocessed emotional blocks, those are also things that are keeping you stuck and continually looping. So I'm going to show you what I did and what I'm still doing to break free of the illusion that I'm not enough, that there isn't enough, like the things that I had to work through in my life, right? We're going to walk through steps that will help reconnect you to your power. And we're just going to do a couple of things right now. And then we're going to get into the strategy around this. Okay. So not only is there a calling on your life, an assignment and a mission, like I said, the desires that you have, they're actually your guidance. And you've been given the gifts, the talents, the tools, and the opportunities to make it happen. And you have the power within you to do that and to be that. And so one of the things that I want to say is yesterday or last call, day before yesterday, we did touch on awareness, because your attention is worth billions and you have to master that. Okay. So awareness is a simple practice where you can literally just spend a few minutes a day and practice awareness. Just notice how you feel, notice what's going on in your body, notice what you're hearing, sense the energy around you. When you start to get into the habit of that, you notice your dominant state of being, you notice the repetitive thoughts that you're having, you start to notice these things. Okay, so that it becomes a habit and you can shift. And this isn't about, oh my gosh, I noticed that I'm having the same thought over and over. You can actually just notice yourself having it and decide, okay, is this congruent with the version of me the one that we became aware of in our last call, the $10 million version of me, or whatever it is that you want to call it, right? Like, is that version of me congruent with me continually thinking like this and feeling like this? It's just awareness, right? And I know that a lot of times we think, oh, we can have all these different things going on. I'm a multitasker, but I am telling you that you're either in an empowered state or you're in a disempowered state. You're either focused on seeing it succeed or you're focused on worrying that it'll fail. You're focused on the limitation or you're focused on the possibility. You're focused on lack, you're focused on abundance, right? There's no in between, right? You're focused on numbing out and distracting yourself, or you're focused on things that give you life and give you energy and fill you up. So you know that where you put your attention, your energy is going to flow to that. So let's say this, I want you to put, if you actually close your eyes for just a moment and you just put all of your energy on your heart. Just focus on your heart right now, just the heart space in the center of your chest, and you just focus and you just sit with it and you just notice it. Okay. And just be in your heart for a moment. And you could do this with any part of your body. And as you sit and you focus on your heart space right now, you're going to notice maybe a little kind of tingling sensation. You're going to feel the energy there. You might start to become aware of more sensations around your heart space. Maybe even just like along your throat or something. Like it's just kind of like it's all there. You start to really notice. And the longer that you focus on that space, the more that your awareness on that part of you is going to grow. And then the less awareness you have on the rest of you, right? So it's kind of like that in real life. And when I say that your attention is worth billions, this is why they engineer social media and phones and video games and even TV and all the things to suck you in. And literally it's like, it's energy harvesting. Like it's taking from you. It's not giving you life, right? Unless you are tuned in and plugged into things that lift you up and light you up and make you happy. I just want you to notice that when you go on your social media, notice how you feel before and then notice how you feel after, okay? Because wherever you put your awareness on, it starts to expand and reality begins to shift itself behind the scenes in the quantum field to make it happen. That's the observer effect. I was going to say the observation effect. That is the observer effect. So when we observe something in the field, we observe it as a potential and it's currently a wave. The more that we observe and focus on it, we actually turn it into a particle, right? It becomes a particle. So on our last call, we talked about the version of you that has the solutions and the ideas and makes the decisions and walks in an empowered state, and that version of you is already done, it already exists. But when your attention and your energy and your focus is on what's not there right now because my reality sucks right now, or I'm not getting the results that I want right now, then the potential that is alive and kicking and living in the field is, you can't perceive it because you're not in alignment with it. And that's why it was, if you missed the call yesterday, that was one of the most important things, is to actually really bring awareness to who you are right now and who you, like your highest potential version of you is, and what can't move forward that is with you now in order for you to become that. And then the other piece is notice, what are the habits, what are the routines, what are the daily things that that highest potential version of you has and does and is being, because those are the breadcrumbs that are going to lead you. And as you start to embody more and more of those things, you can't not become that, right? Your state of consciousness, your energy and your awareness and your focus on that is going to create a different outcome, purely based on that, so that the people that you see that are having success and crushing it, they're not better than you. They're just focused on a different place than you. So this is why today I am dropping some different pocket coaching where I was talking about that, and I will be saying some things in there later on about this, where I said, you actually need to get out of what you've been focused on and take off all the hats. Earlier today, I was saying I went for a walk because I needed to like get out of everything that was in my head, or the whether it's the mask that you wear, the hat that you wear, whatever it is, you know, you've got your mom hat, your CEO hat, your sister hat, your daughter hat, your wife hat, your husband, whatever, okay, wherever you are. So just take all of that off sometimes and then go out and reconnect with you, okay? Because again, it's what you allow yourself to, when you clear all that shit out, you can allow yourself to be open to receive so much more, okay? So just notice how much you've been dwelling on any issue that you've been worrying about, when you're worrying on the outcome, when you're numbing and scrolling, whatever it is. And that actually is stuff that you can control. So maybe instead of numbing out on Netflix, you watch a masterclass, or you sit down and create an offer, or you sit in silence, or you go and do something with the love of your life and go laugh, play with your kids, take your dog for a walk, right? So these are the things that help you, okay? Because I know this, I am a controller, okay? I'm gonna be honest here. So, and if you can resonate, you know, right? Let me know. But I always have to be in control of everything. And then it actually puts me in control of nothing. And so I learned actually how to surrender and let that go. So I don't have to be in control of everything now, to allow myself to be able to delegate and, you know, disentangle myself from certain things that don't matter, right? Even just worrying about something, it has nothing to do with the outcome. You're just literally praying for what you don't want, right? Okay. So the only thing that you can control is how you respond, how you show up in your leadership, how you show up for the clients that you are meant to serve, being generous. These are the things that you can control. And this is what, when I was talking to you guys yesterday about having an offer that you create, and I'm going to show you how to share it and get it out there and build your business. But when you, and by the way, this model is amazing, whether or not, wherever you are. So whether or not you're just kind of starting out and you have an offer, you have something that you do, or you already are having 100K months, it doesn't matter. Okay. This is what works. And this is going to blow up your business. Okay. So we're going to get some clarity. We're going to define your life vision, your spiritual vision. Really, what is your why? What is it that you want to share and give? What is the thing that only you can do? A lot of you here might already know that, like I said, and some of you are actually doing things that you think you should do versus what you truly want to do. So I want you to feel into, what do you truly want to do and why? Okay. And on our last call, when we talked about shifting your identity, it was be, do, have, remember? Because the only thing, what we get in our heads and we get stuck in how it's going to happen, how it's going to unfold. Yes, I'm going to give you some hows. But the only thing that you really need to know about the how is about how to just go all in to being that version of you. And honestly, then the other pieces fall into place. Okay. Just remember that your mood and your dominant state of being, I'm going to say your mood, but your dominant state of being, it does affect your money. And if you're letting money control you, then your money controls your mood. Your money controls your state of being. And that's not okay. Right. So if you practice awareness, notice your dominant state of being, notice your dominant thoughts and where your focus and your attention lies, and your money is going to flow along with that. Okay. So we're going to get into this, where we're going to go through, I'm going to go through 3 main steps that are going to help you to really get the business and the message and the mission out there into the world. Okay. So this is, now again, we're not going into how to create your offer. That's not what we're doing here. Okay. You can go on ChatGPT or whatever. You can go and get a little course that teaches you how to create an offer. But I am going to tell you that once you have that offer, it's got to come from your heart. Again, it's got to come from your heart. Once you have that offer, this is what we're going to be doing to share it. And so there are a couple of ways, and I'm going to talk about a couple of different ways that you can actually blow up your business, and without having to be on all the time and being, you know, somebody who is like booked up and nonstop all the time. Okay. So there are a couple of different things you can do. And then there are a couple of things that you can do, like what I'm building, which is a combination. Okay. So I want you to declare that your success is already done. Decide and declare that your success is already done. Remember, yesterday we also talked about the decision matrix, that the decisions that you make, the beliefs that you have are actually decisions. And they're based on the same thought with the evidence that you've been thinking about over and over, and it becomes a belief. Okay. So you get to decide that your success is inevitable. And that's what we're going to do here today. And I'm going to walk you through what I did and what I'm doing. Okay. And we're going to go through 3 of the main pieces of that. So over the next month, this is going to be your blueprint, your playbook. This is what you're going to do. And again, you have to already have an offer. If you don't have an offer and you want to create an offer, like I said, you can figure it out based on what you really truly want to offer people. If you want support and getting really clear on what it is that you want to bring out into the world, then you can message me. We can talk about that. I'm very good at seeing the vision and helping people to tune into that. That is a superpower that I have. So I'm happy to do that with you guys. Okay. I really, really want to invite you to get clarity on what it is that you want to bring to this world. Okay. So if your topic in your business, so for example, yesterday, I had someone say to me, this is what I'm selling. Here's my offer. And here it is. And we talked about the obvious thing that people want, right? So the obvious problem that they have, or the obvious result that they want to get. So they want to make more money. They want to lose weight. They want to fix their marriage. These are the obvious issues that we're talking about, or the topics. Sorry, it's not even an issue, but it's a topic. And from there, I want you to look at what would be the micro, like what are some of the few things that come from that. Okay. So for example, yesterday, someone said to me, I'm going to put this offer on camera confidence, and this is what I do. And I train people to be amazing on camera. And I said, okay, so now go and take that and go do a workshop or a small event, kind of like this, on a micro topic. What is something that people really, really want when it comes to camera, showing up on camera? My suggestion was that people want to love how they look on camera, because I know that most people do not love how they look on camera. Okay. So like, do you ever like see a picture of yourself that someone took, and you're just like, oh my God, was my hair like that? Am I this fat? Like, what, right? Am I this skinny? Do I look like that? You know, so we tend to do that. That's what we do. We're human. It's just what we do. Okay. So I said to her, actually, if you focused on that, that's actually the problem beneath the problem. That's actually the result beneath the result that the people really want. And so she actually went out and she put it together and she put it out there, and she had someone sign up on the same day. Okay. So, and I mean, this was a one-to-one offer actually that she did. So it wasn't like a $27, event or, mini course. It was actually it was a significant offer. Okay. It was probably a couple $1,000s or more. So I want you to think about what it is. Okay. What is that topic that you want to talk about? Okay. So if you have a course, a program, a signature offer, a core offer, and by the way, you can make millions of dollars with one core offer. You don't need 40 things. What I love is having that one core offer, and then from there, you can create these workshops, these events, these experiences that connect you with your people to get a result that they really want, and then invite them into the bigger full experience. That's exactly what we do. It doesn't need to be a pitch fest. I am going to make you an offer and invite you, if you want to go deeper, to work with me at the, end of this event. Okay. However, I am not making this a pitch fest. I am not watering down a bunch and giving you some little bits and pieces and then saying, okay, but if you want more, right? That's not what I'm saying to do. I'm saying to help people get a structure, get a result that helps them to get what they truly want, that moves them forward. And then, yes, they might be invited from that place. They might be interested in wanting to go all the way in and be a part of your core offer. Okay. And so, I love the idea of not having a bunch of private clients. I love my clients. I have the best clients in the world. But I don't want to have 20 clients. And I also don't want to have 20 more clients or have to find 20 more and 20 more and 20 more. Okay. And then have a full calendar of, that energetic exchange that it takes to work with private people. So your private VIP offer is something that you can absolutely have. I love having it. I just don't have, it's not the bulk of my business, right? Like, it has been for a little while just because I took a step back, but it doesn't need to be that. Okay. So, because I will tell you that you can create a feast famine. This is not how you want to be running your business. You want to have a revenue growth every month. You want to have revenue that is that you can count on and that you can scale and expand. Okay. So, running events also, here's the other thing that I'm going to say about these events. And we're going to talk about running a challenge or an event or whatever. But running these events also gives you structure, because I know that most people wake up, especially when you're an entrepreneur. It's a lonely road, by the way. It's not easy. And you wake up and you're like, okay, I should do this and this and this. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to go get some lunch. I'll just go do this. I'll go do that. And then the day goes by and you're like, ah, shit, I didn't record that thing. I didn't do that. I mean, hello, I know. Okay. So you do these things, and doing these events and doing these things actually gives you some incredible structure. And also it gives you some incredible content. So if you are looking to actually create content and not have to show up every day on social media, by the way, doing these events, recording them, and having, by the way, AI tools, you don't have to have an editor and a whole team anymore to do this stuff. You can then take this, like I could take this video, put it into AI, and then say, make me 30-second relevant pieces of content that have a strong, point, okay, that people will want. And then you're just going to create some hooks to go with them. And then boom, there's your content if you want to do short form content. For me, I'm more focused on long form content. I'm not really interested in posting on Instagram and TikTok. I never go on TikTok, although it can be really great, but that's just me. It's what feels really amazing for you. Okay. Because the other piece is that when you do have some followers on those accounts, if you have, I think Facebook, you can just go live no matter what. On Instagram, you need 1,000 people to go live. And on TikTok, you need 1,000 people to go live. The point of going live is that now you could be having a masterclass that you're doing, or you could just be going on and engaging and connecting with people and inviting them into something, by completely having an incredible interaction with people that you just met, right? So there's absolutely great ways that you can expand your audience, even if you don't have a big audience. Okay. So the short form is great if that's what you want to do and you want to create content from it. And it gives you structure, like I said. So you're not just waking up and going, oh my gosh, what do I need to do today? You're actually saying, okay, today I've got to get these emails out. I've got to do this thing. I've got to show up at this call. I've got to build the slideshow out. I've got to do all the things, right? So it's really good. You feel accomplished, you feel productive, and you are accomplished and productive, and you are creating revenue, and you are getting results, and you are actually being supported. You are backed by heaven, which means that when you move and you are aligned with that vision and you take action toward it, even if you don't know what all the steps are, you just take the next step and the next step, you're actually going to create momentum. Okay. And what happens? The next door opens, the next opportunity comes, the thing shows up for you, the synchronicities and all the magic happens. It comes from that place. Okay. So the first thing we want to do actually is to create, I don't know, is this backwards for you guys? It's backwards for me because I'm like, I've got the mirror effect. So I think it's not backwards for you guys. And that's okay. So the first week of the month, and by the way, there is an in-depth way to do this, and I am going to be launching a mastermind that is coming up in September, and we are going to do we're going to walk through this whole thing every single day, step by step by step. Okay. So whether you're new or you have people, it's going to be amazing. So week 1, okay, you can run a 3 to 5 day challenge or a virtual event. Okay. So you plan a virtual event, maybe a 3 to 5 day challenge or a 3-day masterclass. You know what I'm talking about? Where you say, this is what I do. I help women to, I help couples to heal their relationship. Okay. Let's say that's your thing. And then you're going to do a 3-day event or 3-day masterclass or virtual event where you're going to teach them actually how to heal the intimacy within their relationship, especially for women who have suffered sexual trauma in the past. So you can get very close and very focused on what it is, and you will get these people that are so incredibly well served, and you will also be giving from generosity, from love, and it's amazing for everybody. Okay, so you can do also a 14 or a 20-day event. Okay, so you can a 21 day. So this one is actually a 7-day event. I just like to do things differently sometimes. And this was the guidance that came through, do a 7-day event. So I was like, all right. But this is, it can look like anything depending on where you're at. So I would suggest, for example, doing a 21-day event if you wanted to bring people into like maybe a really higher ticket offer, and you had a good sized audience and they were highly engaged. That would be a great thing to do. A 3-day masterclass also is probably the number one thing that I would say would be the best thing for you to start with, because it brings people into your world. You get to serve and pour into them. And then if they want to go further with you, there's a great doorway and pathway for them to jump in and work with you in a lot deeper way. Okay. And when you're doing these events, okay, we're not, again, I've been at events where it's like a pitch fest the whole time. So the first, even multi-day events where I was like, oh, this looks really good. And so I jump in, and then day 1, they're like talking about the whole thing is they're talking about themselves. And then they're talking about all the clients that have gotten all these great results. And then they're telling you about, and I'm just like, okay, where's the teaching? Like, what's happening here? And people get bored with that. People don't want to hear that all the time. I'm going to say personally, I don't love events where even when they show you, this is what the offer is, and this is what we're going to do. If you're interested in finding out and it's exciting, that's amazing. But I don't love a whole hour of people coming on and telling you about all the awesome results that they got. And I know that a couple of people coming on, that's great. Okay. but it can get a little much. And so these days, these 3 to 5 day events that you're going to be doing, you don't pitch anything or make an offer until day 3. Okay, so days 3, 4, 5, you can share a little bit about what you're doing, show them what you're doing. And because people are with you long enough now and they've been in here, they kind of know if you're going to be able to help them get to the next level or not. Okay. And these 3 to 5 day challenges or events, they can be free with a VIP upgrade. They can be priced at $27. They can be priced up to $197. So it depends on your positioning, who you're speaking to, whether or not you have a really engaged audience. This is not about you having a huge audience. It is about having an engaged audience. So I know for me in this, so 6 months ago when I decided I'm going to change my domain. So my name is Simone Dana Hodgins. And so I was SimoneHodgins.com. And I decided I'm going to change my domain, and all of these new things were coming through me. And I was so excited. But what happened was when I did that, I took I don't know, probably over 10,000 person email list and put it down to about a 2,000 person email list, right? Just because my emails were no longer reaching them because they didn't subscribe to Simone Dana. They subscribed to SimoneHodgins.com, not SimoneDana.com. So the email gods kind of like, it just goes to spam, right? So I'm telling you, you don't need a huge audience. And even if you have zero audience and you're just starting out, run ads. Spend a couple $100 and run some ads inviting people to your event. Okay, it's really, really easy and it's actually kind of fun. So you can definitely do that. And in your second week now, in the second week, week 2, okay, after you have gone through, let's just say we're doing a 3 to 5 day event, okay? Once you have that event and you make your offer, and some people joined and some people didn't, you're not done. Even if you actually hit your goal, maybe you said, I want to make a revenue goal. I want to have $100,000 launch. So say I have a $10,000 program, then I would, and then 10 people came in. So I had my 100K launch. Okay. So you have your 100K launch and then you're like, yep, I hit my goal. I'm good. And now I'm just going to go to work servicing the people that came in. Okay. No, this is not how you scale. That's not how you grow. And it's not going to keep you relevant in front of the people that you're meant to serve. Okay. Because you're a lighthouse. You're meant to show up and shine that mother light. Okay. That light that you have inside of you, it is meant to be shining all the time. We've got to stop hiding. I mean, I am like the queen of hiding. Okay. Because I can be really, really out there. Like you guys, when you're talking about something that you love and you're really out there, but then it gets easy also to just kind of go behind the scenes and just work with the people you're working on. And I did that for the last little while. Like I was just kind of focused on building everybody else's business and growing their movement and, doing all of that stuff. And I wasn't doing my own, but that's because I was kind of going through a little cocoon moment. But I'm just saying we all have that, right? We do that every now and then. So no more of that. This is about you getting out in front of these people. And once you've hit your goal, then the next week, you're going to do a pop-up Zoom. You're going to do a live webinar. You're going to do something on a different topic, but is also a micro topic that has something to do with your main movement. When I say your core offer, I am talking about the movement that is your business, right? My movement for my business is inevitable. Inevitable came through to me. This is about, I'm showing people how to make the impossible inevitable through identity coherence, through doing the things that version of you would do so that you can have the things that only that version of you can have. Okay. And so that's my movement. But then there are little micro movements and things that I can do. Like, for example, showing you how to have a revenue jump in your business, how to create and just, it's not just about having a cash injection, which I can also do, by the way, a sub event on having a cash injection where you're promoting maybe a VIP day, or you're promoting, maybe you have an offer that you drop down to like some ridiculous low offer. Maybe your $5,000 offer is now $97. This is not about money. This is about volume. This is about connecting with people, and, and it grows your business. Okay. So I know people out there who actually only do micro offers. They don't, well, actually, they do have a signature kind of core offer, but it's not like it's like $10,000, $20,000. It's like, here's my year-long thing for $5,000. But everyone else who wants to learn these specific topics and offers, you can buy these little things, or you can come to my classes, and they're low ticket. These ones that we're doing, that we're talking about here, this is, you're doing this live because you're building community, you're building connection. That's what I'm doing right now. We're all doing that. We want to connect with people, build community. People don't come for community, but they stay for community, right? So you're building community, you're building connection. This is about me caring that other people out there who are light workers, good people with good hearts, heart-centered, rock star, visionary badasses who really are supposed to be on a world stage. I want to help them get there, right? So, and I know how to do it, and I know that I have done it for other people, and I want to keep doing that for other people. I want people to have that. Okay. I really care about people. So, this is one of those ways, but you can also have, I don't want confusion to kick in, but you can also do like mini courses, mini products. There are other coaches out there that do just that and don't do anything live, and they make millions of dollars, right? But the key is not that they put out a million courses saying the same damn thing. The key is that they have these micro offers that get people a very specific result. And they're not shitty, and they're not watered down. They're actually really awesome. And they're probably something that if you joined live would probably cost you maybe $1,000, but you're getting it for $27 because it's a pre-recorded mini offer, right? That's the kind of work that we want to be putting out there, not half-ass little mini stuff that, like, I've also bought people's mini offers, and I was like, okay, so what, it was just a bunch of talking, and then there was no, I didn't really get anything out of it. Okay. That's not what I want to teach you to do. And that's not what I want to do. Even just being a part of this free event and you implementing this will make you, if you do this, you will make money. I can't do income claims. I can't say you're going to have your 100K month. I don't know how much your offer is. I don't know how big your audience is, but even if you just did this and you had a 2K offer, I know that you could easily have a $10,000 month just doing this. Okay. So you have your 3 to 5 day challenge. If you're more established, you can have a 14 or a 21 day challenge. There goes my little doggy. And then invite people in through there. On your second week, even if you've hit your goal, even if you did great, or even if it sucked and nobody bought, now you're going to do a webinar. You're going to do a pop-up Zoom where you're going to invite people in. You're going to have another incredible core, like mini, like off of the core topic, you're going to have a micro topic off of that, and you're going to make that offer. So for example, I could even do like a manifestation workshop. Okay. Because I love to talk about bending reality, and that lights me up and it makes me happy. Okay. Not in the old manifestation BS kind of way, but anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But I just want to say, I could also do an event on teaching you how to, based on the people that are here, for example, who want to come in and grow their revenue, I could teach you actually how to run these events. So right now I'm teaching you, do this event, do these things like week after week, but I could actually go deeper and do like one where I say, okay, here's actually what you do day by day, step by step, right? So I could micro topic that. Okay. So Week 2, you're going to do the webinar, the masterclass. Okay. Like I said, like it says here, your launch is not over after that first event. Your launch is not over. And by the way, I want to say you can't be afraid of launching. I'm not telling you to be on the launch roller coaster where you open a cart, you do a great big launch that's exhausting and you hate it. And then 4 months later, you go and you do the same thing and you keep just doing it. And it's like you're up and you're down and your revenue's up and your revenue. No, this is about actually showing up. And I'm telling you, by doing this model, okay, you could work probably an hour to 2 hours a day and generate 6 figures in your business easily. You do and generate 7 figures, okay? Depending on how good you are at what you're doing and how good you are at connecting with your audience, okay? So, because one of the things that I want to say here is I wrote some notes based on what we were talking about in each of these topics. I'm just having a look at what I wrote. Yeah, you can, in order to bring people in, I'm just going to switch for a second here. You can, because I want to make sure that I cover everything. Because I'm not influential on Instagram and TikTok, right? I do have followers. I do have thousands of followers, but not like bajillions of followers. So one of the things that you can do here, and I said, you can run ads, and then it just kind of popped in with me here too, when we're talking about micro topics. You can also do an affiliate or a referral. Okay. I didn't do affiliate, which is where I give you an affiliate link that you can sign up for. And when you bring a certain amount of people, you win a prize, right? Or you get something, if it's a paid event, you get paid to bring in people. If it's bringing in referrals to, whether it's a $27 offer or a $27,000 offer, you can have people that do referrals. See, now I could do just a class on how to do that. Okay. And that, by the way, is one of the fastest and best ways to grow your business. And that is exactly what's happening behind the scenes with the biggest names out there in the coaching industry. Okay. Even Tony Robbins, like big names out there. Okay. They use that affiliate system, bring a friend, all of those kinds of things. And that will actually blow you up faster than anything. Okay. So when you couple it with this, but anyway, so I could absolutely do a class talking about that. Okay. So, what else? And then your third week. Okay. So let's just go into the third week. So in week 3, after you are doing this, as I was saying earlier, you can have a multi-million-dollar business by just following this model. Okay. In the third week, if you knew that every third week of the month that you were going to be doing some sort of, it could be like a virtual retreat. It could like where it's like all day for 2 days, right? You've seen those virtual retreats where people come in and they say, we're gonna go hard. I could do that. Okay. So, and I will be doing that. We do have a virtual retreat coming up. Haven't announced it, but so you do a virtual retreat and then you come in and you go really deep and you give people a massive result, not just a little tiny result, but you give them a really amazing result. And then again, you can bring people into your offers from that place. Okay. And by the way, the things that work best from the virtual events that are to sell are priced anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000. However, I know people that can sell things that are $20,000 from these things. Okay. So it doesn't really matter. It's what matters is your belief in it, your conviction, and the way that you've connected with the people. Okay. So the people that are going to really want to come in and go deep and work with you for a year at your highest level, you can have people that do that. Right. So like in January, I'm launching a group that is going to be like almost like an inner circle kind of experience. It's called Masterpiece, and it's going to be a high ticket, and there's going to be a live like physical retreat that we go to in a beautiful place all together. And it's going to be like literally for people that are scaling beyond 100K months, right? So this is like, this is coming, right? And I could do a workshop like that with the right people based on how I position it, and have people want to come in and spend 50K, 20K, whatever it is, right? So this is what I want to tell you, that all of these things work when, like this roadmap, this works when you position yourself as an authority in what you're truly teaching, okay? So you have the authority and you are showing up for it, and you continue to go all in, okay? You can't half-ass it. Like I said, you could do a 3 to 5 day challenge and have nobody come in. And then you go, whatever, but I just built my list and I just added 20 new people to my list. So that's amazing, right? And then you go the next week and then you do a live masterclass. That gets them even more excited. Again, remind them, invite them in, okay? And then on your third week, you could do a live retreat. You could do another 3-day masterclass event, whatever it is that you want to do, where you are inviting people in and you're working with those people and you're helping them get a result. This is not about getting what you want. The reason why so many people struggle is because we're in this place of like, this is how you get what you want. This is how when you're trying to get it right, you're not in your heart. Okay. Well, you're not in your leadership when you're trying to get it right. And you have to ask people, is this good? Should I do this? Should I do that? Do you think people will buy this? Do you think people will want this? I'm going to tell you that I see so many people that actually have businesses that they're in and have been in for many years that they dislike because they're doing what they think that they have to do to make the money instead of what they really want to do. Don't let money be your source. Money is not your source. God is your source. Source is your source. And when you show up in authenticity and let the messages come through that want to come through you, then nothing can stop that. Okay? Nothing. So it's not about that you have to have the right marketing. God takes care of the marketing for you. God brings the right people to you. I believe that you're backed by heaven when you show up in faith and you know that you're backed by heaven. And I am not saying that from a religious standpoint at all. I am saying that because I know that I have a very strong connection with my higher power. I know that I work with angels. I know that. And that energy, like, I mean, through God, I ask God to drop the angels, to bring the angels to support me and to support my clients, protect my family, whatever it is, right? You have to have faith in that. And you have to be assertive in that. And you have to decide and declare what it is that you are doing, who you're serving, what it is that you love about what you do. And the people will come. You don't have to put on a show. You just get to be you. And that's the most amazing thing. This is the craziest time to be alive, you guys. You actually can build a business and make multi-millions of dollars just being you. Not being fake you, not being you that you think people want, but actually just being you, being the real you. That's why I think I said this yesterday or the other day, authenticity, highest frequency ever, because it's your higher self. It's your higher guidance that is coming through and shining through. Do you ever do a presentation where you're like, I don't even know what the heck I said? That's because you were channeling. That's because you were just letting whatever come through. You weren't focused on being in your head and making sure that you check all the points. I did make some notes here because I tend to go all over. I can do that. And I wanted to make sure that I covered all the things, and I don't even know if I did. But I want you to know that no matter what it is that you are doing and creating, it's about who you're being. Nothing that you do can override who you're being. Okay. Nothing. And so when you can literally really get clear on what it is that you want to be doing, what wants to come through you, be the vessel for something greater than you and show up in that way. I am telling you, you are unfreaking stoppable. Nothing can stop you. Okay. And if you feel like you have to go through a test, let the test be your testimony. Let the trials perfect you. We all go through shit, okay? And we can look at it like it knocks us out or it knocks us down. Like I went through some technical shit that like kind of, I could look at it like, oh my God, all these things aren't working for me. And, or I could say, okay. And then who am I being as I'm walking through those tests? I don't want to say they're tests, but they're kind of tests, like whatever. I mean, obviously in some ways I am also, co-creating that, and we are all co-creating. So why not co-create a reality that we love from a place of service, from a place of expansion, from a place of truth, and literally get rich AF doing it. Like, hello, that's what we're here for, okay? We're here to find the freedom, the impact, and the magic. And guess what? Life is short. Life is short. When you are getting older and you're like, the things that you used to worry about. Like I saw this thing on Instagram yesterday, and it was like, if you are 50 years old, you have this many Christmases left. You have an average of this many sunsets and this many, whatever it was. And I was like, oh my God, we have this one life. And I saw, oh my God, this guy, I can't remember what's his name. He goes on Tony Robbins stuff all the time, but he does events with Tony Robbins. He says, you have this one life, then why are you not running towards your dreams with all you've got? That's what this is about. Okay. This isn't about you having to do something to, be something for anybody else. This is about you. Like, what do you want your life to look like? And I am sorry to say this to the spiritual people who think money is evil. I am going to tell you something. It is your birthright. It is your inheritance that you don't have to go out and earn it. It is yours. You are meant to have prosperous, amazing experiences in this lifetime so that you can prosper others. How can you be generous and giving when you have nothing to give, right? It doesn't do anybody any good when you don't have any money to do anything. It sucks and you're not happy. And then you can't go out and experience things and give and take care of the people that you love in a way that feels really, really good. So I'm not saying to you that make money the goal. Money is the byproduct of you being all of you. And this is the steps, these 3 steps. When you follow these 3 steps, you are going to create more income than you can even imagine a few hours a week. Okay. So do these things, create your event, put it out there. Now, again, there is a whole system to this where I can walk you through this. I could even do like a month-long masterclass teaching you every single day what to do, right? You can come into my new mastermind that's coming up. We're going to be going through that. It doesn't matter. I am going to tell you whether you come and get support, and why would you do that? Because I'm telling you, again, entrepreneurship is a lonely road, and you think that you know all the things to do, but did you do them? Or actually you do know all the things to do, but do we do them? No, we do not. Okay. We go and we scroll and we go to the fridge and get a snack and we mess around. Okay. So this is the way, right? That you're going to do it, but you invest in mentorship or masterminds in order to be, again, to have that accountability, to have that support, to have that guidance, and also to have that community. Okay. So, but I'm telling you right now, in your first week, I'm going to say the easiest thing to do is a 3-day masterclass. Okay. So when you have clarity on your offer, think of a micro topic, and your offer, by the way, comes from your heart. It comes from the empathetic place that you want to give, and you want to help people solve something that only you can do the way that you do it, because it's your gift. Okay. And from that place, you create micro topics and small little events that bring people in and get a micro result. Okay. When they get, or they might get a great big result, but they get a result. Okay. And the 3-day masterclass is probably the easiest way to start and to bring people into your world and let them get a taste of the magic that you have. Okay. Again, you can do it free with a VIP upgrade. You can do it low ticket up to $197. Okay. And then when you're on these calls with these people, you're going to see, because I'm going to do this week. I'm going to say, hey, if you want to come into the mastermind, okay. If you want to come into the mastermind, it's called Assigned, by the way. If you want to come into that, I'm going to give you, if you want to come in the next 20 minutes, you'll get this deal, or you get this bonus, or you'll get this extra thing, right? Like that's the thing that excites and ignites people to actually move sometimes. Okay. Money loves speed, by the way. You know, what's so hilarious is I remember that when I used to do sales calls, you get on a call with somebody and you would like go through and be like, oh my God, what's your vision? What have you tried? What's the thing? Here's how I can support you. Here's my offer. And then they're like, oh my God, that's so amazing. I need to meditate on it. And I'm just like, just to me, I just like, I don't, and I'm fine. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm actually not a hard closer, even though I am like a sales queen. I'm going to tell you, I am a queen at sales. However, if you feel like you have to meditate on it, you're not in your leadership, and you're probably not my person. You're probably not going to do the things that I need you to do to get the result that you say you want. So for me, it's like, it's either, it's a yes, it's a no. You just decide. Okay. So just like have that kind of energy with your people, and just like invite them. If it's a yes, yes. Sometimes they might need to see a little bit more. They might need to have a little bit more of an experience. That's totally okay. I'm not putting anybody down or anything like that. And even the people that need to go meditate on it, that's fine. They're just not in their leadership when they're in that place, right? You have meditated on it. You have actually prayed on it, and you have spoken it, because you are here at this time, getting in this place, being with these people, getting the invitation to get the support to create the result that you really want. So it's here. So it's either I'm going to go with it, or I'm going to think about it, and then a week goes by, and then it's like, oh, something else came up. And then it's like, oh, maybe next year I'll do that. And then guess what happens next year? You're still sitting here joining people's little things and going, I don't know why I haven't got my results. So it's like, come on, just make it happen. You got to make it happen. Anyways, again, and then when you have that launch, whether people sign up or they don't sign up, it doesn't matter. Do the webinar, do a webinar, like a pop-up Zoom. Again, you don't need to promote the pop-up Zoom for weeks on end. You don't even need to promote this for weeks on end. Okay. No more than 10 days. Like there's 60 people signed up here. I have a messed up list. We're in the middle of transferring our platform. So I have emails here and there. It's like, whatever, but still 60 people showed up, like I did a couple of ads for, I think I was allowed to spend $30 a day or something for a couple days, and it's perfect. It's perfect. It doesn't matter. If you do this for 3 weeks to invite, and I see people doing this online, by the way, come to my event. It's in 3 weeks. I'm like, I don't even remember what the hell your name is. Like 3 weeks from now, I don't even know what the heck this is. I'm not going to that. But if you got me excited and you say, yeah, come to this event in the next couple of days, I'm there, right? So you don't need to promote for a million days. And then the same thing with the pop-up webinar. You can literally say, hey, today at 3 o'clock, I'm doing this, jump on. You thinking that you have to schedule, or people need to schedule, maybe sometimes a little bit, but really have to have like so much lead time to schedule their days, it's actually not a thing, because we're entrepreneurs. What are we doing? Most of the time, a lot of us, we're scrolling, or we're looking for inspiration somewhere else, or we're consuming something. Okay. Like, no, this doesn't move the needle. Okay. This moves the needle. So if I say, hey, tomorrow I'm going to do a pop-up event and I'm going to teach you about this, you might come, right? And when you come, you're going to have an awesome time and you're going to learn something and you're going to get a result. And I'm also going to invite you into the thing that I want to promote, whatever that is. Okay. So, and then in your third week, like I said, if you knew that every third week of the month that you were doing a 2-day retreat online, a virtual event online, where there was 3 hours in the morning where you did this. And I mean, maybe it's even a summit. I don't know, but I don't really love doing summits. I can, and I have, and that's actually how I built my list in the first place. But, this is about you, and this is about like going deep. Like I can do a VIP day with somebody who spends, $8,000 for probably about 6 hours with me, and we go deep and we do the inner work, we clear the blocks, we activate this, we get this down, and then they go and turn around within 30 days. I want to say, I want them to 10x their result, right? So if you think you have to 2x your result, you're thinking with your I can't talk, linear mind, right? So if I do twice as much, then I'll get twice the result. But actually, if you get really clear and laser focused and just go ahead and do that, you can have 10x results without having to do any more work. One of the things that someone said to me yesterday, this girl, I said to her, go and do this. She got a client. And I said, you see, you're making it complicated. You're making all this shit. And she was like, oh my God, I see now how I was making it so complicated. And then she let it go. She did what I told her to do. And she got a client like within an hour. Like it was amazing. But she implemented right now. Like she got off the phone. I left her actually voice notes. She listened to the voice notes. She got excited. She went and did what I told her to do, and then messaged me an hour later and said, oh my God, somebody wants to sign up. That was genius, right? That's what this is about. Okay. And then, so when you're doing all of these things, you're just actually having a structure in your business. You're feeling accomplished. You're being productive. You're putting out your magic into the world, and you're actually getting results, and you're making things happen. And that's what this is about. Right. And then at the same time, you still have time to be a mom. You still have time to enjoy your partner. You still could take a week off every month. You still could take a month off every December for Christmas with your family if you want. You could take 3 months off. You can take 6 months off. You can take the time off when you have the things running for you. And then one of the other things that I was going to say to you before we go is that one of the models that I also really love is that low ticket model with the micro offers. And I love creating, I say it's like an intro offer. So these little offers that are for your people that give, and some of these events, by the way, you can record them and package them up and resell them as an intro offer. Okay. Even if it was a program that you did that was $1,000, you could resell it, give it to someone, right? Put it out there, and you create these offers where they're bite-sized, like you edit it. Bite-sized, here's the action steps, here's the result you get. They get the result, and then they start buying the next one, and you stack them in a certain way. Honestly, you can have funnels running that go to an intro product that have an order bump and maybe another order bump and a one-time only offer. And you can create massive amounts of money that way, millions of dollars that way. Okay. And it's not because you're creating millions of dollars from selling a $27 offer and 800 million people bought it. It's because that $27 becomes a $200 average value. Okay. An average customer or cart value. And so if you have 300 people, if you have 300 people spend $50, that's $15,000 a month, right? So it depends what it is that you want to create, what it is that you're ready for, what it is that you want. So you can have a low ticket offer with an order bump, an average cart value of $50, and run ads to it, get 1,000 people probably, or you could do a free event with a VIP. If I did that for a month, I could easily have 1,000 people, that sign up for the free thing or a freebie. And then out of those free people, I'd probably have about 300 people. This is based on the results that I've gotten myself and with other clients. But you have around 300 people that sign up and get the $50 worth of stuff. And then you've just made $15,000, and you've probably spent about $2,000 in your ad spend. Okay. So do you see what I mean? There are so many ways that you can make your millions of dollars. But if you want to be in your business and actually sharing and doing the moves that it takes to show up and become influential, and I don't mean manipulative influential, I mean influential in who you are and in your movement, and you influence people to have incredible results and do big things in their lives, that's amazing. And if you can do that by showing up, and having a very simple structure in your business, why would you not do that? Why would you not do that? Because most of us are chasing our tails, like I said. Most of us are chasing our tails, and a month goes by and then we're like, oh, I had a $4,000 month. I don't know what happened. Well, that's what happened, right? So that's about it for today. I don't want to go too far over the hour mark. I want you guys to not hate coming on here, because I'm going to keep you for 5 hours. But I hope this helped. Do you guys have any questions? And by the way, if you are not in the Telegram group, get in the Telegram group. There are like half the people who join this are in the Telegram group, or less than half the people are in the Telegram group. And there's so much good stuff in there. Okay. Number one. And the other thing is tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., I am doing a VIP call where we can actually look at your specific business and go from there. Okay. So you can bring it and you can say, hey, this is what I'm working on. This is the question I have. How can I, get a result? And we're going to do it. Okay. And even if it's a thing where it's an inner thing that you need help or support with, we're in a safe space, and absolutely you can bring that too. So come to the VIP call if you want. Even if you just come and you see the other people that bring things to the table are actually going to help you. Okay. So oftentimes that works that way. So if you don't have VIP, jump in the VIP. I'll get Dave to send out the links. I can't do this when I'm on these calls. So, and he's out with the kids right now. Otherwise you might hear screaming, but, right. But, yeah, if you guys want to get into those VIP calls and get into the VIP room, then, we'll send out the link with the replay if you want to do that. So there's a call tomorrow morning, a call on Friday morning. Bring whatever you want to bring. And if you guys have any questions, I'm open to answer any questions right now. Does anybody have any questions? Are we all good? Thank you. I know I gave you guys so much. Okay. So, okay. Thank you for the powerful nuggets. That was wonderful. Oh, thank you, Anita. She always says that. Thank you. Okay. I'm so glad you guys got something out of this. If you have questions, also feel free to DM me. You can message me and say, hey, this is where I'm at, or this is what I'm struggling with. If you want to do that, I'm happy to connect with you as well. Okay. So yes, amazing. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you were here. I know I gave you a lot. I hope that you don't let confusion kick in. Okay. I feel like you've got to come with a pen and paper and take some notes sometimes, right? So let this come through for you. And VIP also gets a workbook too. So I think that I can also add some of these points in there if that helps. Okay, so I love you guys. Thank you so much. And the replay will be up in the Telegram group, and I'll send it out in the emails as well. So we'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you.